Okay. I think I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you
Yes,
are.
sir.
And the skin is visible. Okay, thank you. Okay, so in the last lectures, also we have gone through different terminologies related to data warehouse, and we got to know that how data being transformed and being loaded in the data warehouse and for its different tiers. Now, the next thing is the data modeling concept that you have to know. Okay, so when we talk about the data modeling concept, the first thing that comes to our mind is data cube. Okay, so you have to know about the data cube. And you already know that when we discuss about the data warehouse, actually, we give importance on the multi-dimensional data model. Means we try to view the data with respect to more than one dimension, generally more than two, right? So a data warehouse is based on a multi-dimensional data model and that views data in the form of a data cube. I hope you all know what is data. Means what is general cube is. You know square, but when we add one more dimension to it, then that becomes a cube, right? Okay, cube. To you all know what is cube.
Yes, sir.
Square, yeah. So what is the difference between the square and cube is that here we are adding one more dimension to it. So in our data warehouse, our main motive is to have multi-dimensional view of the data. Always to remember it. Okay. So a data cube such as cells allows the data to be modeled and viewed in different dimensions. Like आपका एक ये है data cube. Say I'm considering the sales. Then dimension tables will be like item name, brand, type. Okay, with respect to item. Then for the time we have day, week, month, quarter, year. Okay. Then fact table contains measures such as dollars, told, and keys to each of the related dimension tables. So when you can see that यहाँ dimension का मतलब क्या है? Actually, if you can you tell me if I am referring to item, what are the dimensions here? The dimensions are item name, brand, and type. ठीक है sir. So
Yes.
okay, because what this will specify? This will specify details about the item with respect to different attributes. And the attributes actually are the dimension with respect to our data modeling techniques. Okay, so like time for time we have day, week, month, quarter, year. So time को हम day से, week से, month, quarter, year. So in different perfect, different perspective, we can see, we can have a look at it, right? Similarly, measure. How we can measure it? For sales? We can measure in rupees, okay, then the dollars like that. So in data warehouse, we have n-dimensional base cube, and that base cube is known as actually base cuboid. Okay, दो term बहुत important है to remember it. The topmost 0D means zero dimensional cuboid, which holds the highest level of summarization, is known as apex cuboid, and the lattice of the cuboids that forms is the data. So apex cuboid, what is this? This is the zero dimensional cuboid or the topmost one. Okay, now look at this diagram, then that will be very clear, more clear to you. See, zero dimensional, that is apex. Okay, then one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional, four dimensional. Now I'll tell you how to look at this. First, all, then time, item, location, supplier. ठीक है, तो टाइम के साथ मैं क्या क्या कंबाइन कर सकता हूँ? ये सारे तो अलग अलग डायमेंशन है. These are the all different dimensions. अब I am combining time with respect to item. Then this becomes what? Time item. Right. Similarly, I'm combining time with location, that is time location. I'm combining time with supplier, time supplier. तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे? I am trying to combine one or more dimension with my own dimension. And why I'm doing so? Because that will help me to analyze the data, okay, more accurately than before. Because if you stick yourself into single dimension, then the data analysis will be more difficult for you. Right. So that's why we try to combine more dimension. Similarly, we can combine, see, in this level, जब हमने first dimension की बात की है, तो क्या क्या है? सिर्फ times, items, location, suppliers, all they are individuals. We are not combining them with other dimension, right? So that's why 1D cuboids. Now we have combined them. Uh, I think I'm audible, na? बोलते जा रहा हूँ, but I don't know that where. Yes, I think I am audible. Zika and Manil sir, you can hear me, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry. Okay, so then 2D means what? You have just seen that I am trying to combine time and item. Why I'm doing so? Suppose, just for an example, you want to know the details of sales of a product with respect to particular period of time, and say with which item. Means suppose for means in a stationery store, suppose the copies are sold means in the duration say January to February. Okay, so आपने क्या किया, जो copies, that is one kind of item, and time, that is January to say February, इन दोनों को combine करके उसको analyze किया. Suppose again you want to analyze that this duration January to February with respect to say the location Jorhat. So when you combine this, you'll have a better idea. You'll have a more clear idea. Then what? Then it is being compared individually, right? So this is what two-dimensional. Now I want to have more clear idea about this. Then again, I will try to combine, or I will try to add one more dimension to it. So पहले मेरे पास time and item था, suppose. Okay, I have only time and item. Now I want to combine location to it, or now I want to add the dimension location to it. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? आप इस ड्यूरेशन में जनवरी टू फरवरी, ठीक है, और एक आइटम से कॉपीज और लोकेशन जोड़ा, ये तीनों को आप जब ऐड करोगे तो क्या होगा? यू विल हैव अ बेटर आइडिया और बेटर एनालिसिस ऑफ दैट particular sales with respect to the dimension time, item and location. और ये जो रिजल्ट मिलेगा आपको उस वो क्या होगा? More accurate than this 2D one. Are you all agree with that or not? जब आप अब ये समझ में आ रहा है ना सबको, जैसे
Yes,
कैसे
sir.
हम यहाँ डायमेंशन ऐड कर रहे हैं? यस. तो सिमिलरली सपोज आप और एक डायमेंशन ऐड कर दो इन सभी में, ठीक है, व्हाट विल हैपन? टाइम लोकेशन आइटम तो है ही, उसके साथ साथ आपने सप्लायर भी ये जोड़ दिया यहाँ पे, ठीक है. यू हैव एडेड सप्लायर, दिस एक्स्ट्रा डायमेंशन टू दिस. देन everything is being covered now. So more clear analysis than the 30 dimensional one. Okay, so that's how we analyze a cube, or you can say cuboid. ठीक है, यही आपका concept है. ये this is a very important one that you all have to know actually. So first, zero dimensional, that is known as apex. Then according to the attributes available, you can add one dimension at one level. Okay, goes to the maximum one depending on the number of attributes present. Well, now, if this cuboid or data cube concept is clear, then I'm moving to the next concept. Can I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next concept is about conceptual modeling of data warehouse. don't just think that this is only stick to that data warehouse, but this will be helpful in everywhere where data analytics is there. Okay, so one point always remember that whenever there is concept of that or there is a term like data analytics, the next thing is that related to it is the dimension. और dimension कितना important है मैं इस diagram से I think I'm successful to clear this idea to you. Right. So now you all know that how the dimension plays an important role in the case of data analytics. Yes or no? ठीक है डायमेंशन का ये चीज तो आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया कि कितना इंपॉर्टेंस है डेटा एनालिटिक्स में. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So yeah. So next thing is the modeling part. Modeling part means how you will show this. Okay. And accordingly, we have several schemas. And I hope that from our DBMS concept also, you know the term schema. In DBMS, we used to say the schema means what? The skeleton of the database, right? So here also, several schemas are there. And the default, you can say the mostly used or frequently used one is the star schema. जो हम सबसे ज्यादा यूज करते हैं वो क्या है आपका स्टार स्कीमा. So what is star schema? A fact table in the middle connected to a set of dimension. Don't need to worry. I'll go through each of them, okay, with some example, with some diagrams. So without discussing the others, let's come to the star schema. Now, this is a star schema. This is the example of star schema. I'll wait for 2 minutes. You will try to analyze this diagram and you'll tell me that what's going on in this diagram. Any idea?
So the center table is sale table, the
Yes.
fact table. And now here we have this time key, which is connected to another table called time. Then item key is connected to another table called item, and location key is connected to another table locations, and branch is connected to another table branch. This means like if we need to access the detail of this time key, we have the another secondary table. There's a primary, there's a secondary where all the details about that particular time is available here. It's connected by a primary key called time key.
Okay. Okay. Good. So Moin sir has um, analyzed this. It's good. But why the term star? Why the term star schema?
So it is called star because it is connected by a center table by different branches. The main table, which is at the center.
Right. Good. Okay. Now let's analyze it in details. See, the definition says that the fact table in the middle connected to a set of dimension tables. अभी यहाँ पे what is the fact table here? The sales table is the fact table, right? And there we are keeping what? Time key, item key, branch key, location key, unit shows, dollars, average sales, like that. Okay. तो अब ये जो फैक्ट्स टेबल्स में ये सब हमने रखा है, with the help of this time key, what we can do? We can directly access the timetable, right? Yes or no? क्योंकि जो time key है, you all know the concept of primary key. With the help of the primary key, we can access all the other elements of a table. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Zika, are you there or not?
Yes, sir.
Primary key পাহৰিলা নে? মনত আছে?
Sir, মনত আছে, মনত আছে.
Okay, very good. And Prabhat? Prabhat is there or not?
No, sir, he's absent.
Okay. So overall, with the help of this time key, we can access this timetable. Similarly, with the help of this item key, you can access this item table, right? Similarly, branch key, location key. So what actually happening here, that at the center, we are placing the fact table where all the keys to access the other tables being put, right? So इस फैक्ट टेबल के जरिए आप क्या कर सकते हो, आप बाकी जितने भी टेबल्स हैं उन सबको डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट कर सकते हो, राइट? तो दिस टेक्स द फॉर्म ऑफ ए स्टार. व्हेन यू लुक एट इट, स्टार मीन्स क्या है आपका, आप लोगों ने टोपोलॉजी में भी पढ़ा होगा पहले, नेटवर्क कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क में. स्टार मीन्स व्हाट? एट द सेंटर द मेन थिंग इज बीइंग प्लेस्ड, राइट? अगर मैं ये फैक्ट टेबल को हटा दूं, इफ आई रिप्लेस और इफ आई विल remove this fact table, can these dimension tables individually coordinate with each other? No, there will
No,
be
sir.
no synchronization, right? Very good. So this fact table is at the center, with the help of which we try to communicate with the other dimension tables. And this is a very frequently used one in the case of data modeling, and this is as we are placing the fact table at the center, that's why this is known as a star schema. I hope this star schema is clear to all of you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, बहुत important, very important. Please don't forget it. Then next one is the snowflake schema. And before that, I would like to know from you, what do you understand by the term snowflake? Snowflake मतलब क्या है, कोई बता सकते हैं मुझे?
Snowflake is something like a star only, has different branches. It's just like a star, but it has separate branches, additional branches.
Okay, so but if we analyze in a more practical way, suppose you have to consider here Taiwan or Kashmir, then there snowfalls are occurring, right? How
Yes.
that occurs? From that concept, this term is being actually come here. From that thing, actually, from that scenario only, we have given the term snowflake schema to this schema. जब स्नो आपका ऊपर से जब स्नो गिरते हैं तो क्या होता है, पहले उसका साइज बड़ा रहता है, राइट? व्हेन इट मूव्स डाउन, इट ग्रेजुअली ये साइज डिक्रीजेस, राइट? So the same thing is happening here. First, we are placing the fact table here. यहाँ थोड़ा सा ध्यान दीजिएगा. We are placing the fact table here as it is like a star schema. Now, say item key. From the item key, what we have? Item table being connected to this fact table, right? Again, from that item table, we have placed supplier key. आइटम टेबल के अंदर हमने क्या प्लेस किया है, यहाँ पे सप्लायर की. और उस सप्लायर की के जरिए आप क्या ये कर सकते हो, यू कैन कनेक्ट द सप्लायर टेबल. यस और नो? पहले एक बड़ा सा टेबल, फैक्ट टेबल जो सभी में है, उसके बाद इससे आपने क्या कनेक्ट किया, आइटम, और आइटम के अंदर भी आपने और एक की रख दिया जिससे आप और एक टेबल को कनेक्ट कर रहे हो, और उससे भी और एक टेबल को कनेक्ट कर सकते हो. सो दिस takes the form of a snowflake. That's why we call the schema as a snowflake schema. Is it clear? Similarly, you can pay, suppose from the time key, we have this timetable, and here say one more thing you can place here, suppose quarter, and quarter key will say point to a new table that is quarter, and from that quarter table you get information about which quarter. Are you getting me? So similarly, say location key say आपका location table. From the location table, you are placing the city key, and from the city key, you may refer to a different table that is city, like that. So overall, this takes the form of a snowflake. Yes or no? Are you agree with this diagram or not?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's why this schema is known as snowflake schema. If I analyze or if I compare these two schemas, star schema and snowflake schema, of course, with the help of snowflake schema, we may have more accurate analysis of this data, but still, this is not frequently used. Can you tell me why?
So because the number of relations is more and it is difficult to handle number of tables as it increases.
Okay. In our computer science terminologies, for this we use a term. I think you all know pointer. आप सभी ने pointer सुना होगा.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And you also know that when the number of pointers increases, what would happen? The complexity will be increased, right? अब यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? आप इस
Yeah.
item key से आपने ये item table को point किया है, right? From the item table, again you are placing this supplier key. So you can imagine, or you can just consider this thing as relevant to that of pointer, right? So the number of pointers increasing in this case of snowflake schema. So this is a kind of complex one than this star schema. Okay. So let's come to the next one that is known as fact constellation, the more complex one and the more accurate one, of course. Now you look at this diagram. अब ये diagram आप सभी जन ध्यान से देखिए. Here, as it is, we have the sales fact table. Fact table is at the center, right? अब यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? Suppose I from the item key we have item table, but again this another table is connected to the timetable again to the item table. यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है स्नोफ्लैक की तरह कि आप एक से कनेक्ट करके वो दूसरे से कनेक्ट हो रहा है. यहाँ कुछ भी हो रहा है. कुछ भी हो रहा है मतलब आपका क्या हो रहा है? एक गैलेक्सी टाइप का स्ट्रक्चर फ्रेम कर रहा है. मतलब एक दूसरे से सभी कनेक्टेड हो रहा है. और यू कैन से मैस कनेक्टेड. Yes or no? See, item table is connected to the time. Again, time is connected to the time key is sorry, fact table. Shipping fact table, one more fact table we have inserted here, and that table tries to contact with the time that is being connected to the sales fact table. So यहाँ सभी एक दूसरे के साथ connected है और this is not the case that only one fact table present. More than one fact table may also present in the case of fact constellation. According to the requirement, we may increase the number of fact tables here, right? And they being connected through their different dimensions. ठीक है. तो यहाँ देखिए शिपिंग फैक्ट टेबल में आपके आप टाइम की है, आइटम की है, शिपर की है, ठीक है, और बाकी सब भी फ्रॉम लोकेशन टू लोकेशन, डॉलर्स, कॉस्ट, यूनिट शिप, ठीक है. और ये सब चीज एक दूसरे के साथ शेयर कर रहे हैं. हम क्या शेयर कर रहे हैं? वी आर ट्राइंग टू शेयर द डायमेंशंस with different fact tables. So when we analyze it, this takes the look of a galaxy. You agree or not? You know what is galaxy? आप लोगों को सभी को पता होगा
Yes,
शायद
sir.
गैलेक्सी क्या है.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. ये पूरा कॉम्प्लेक्स टाइप का है बट मोर एक्यूरेटली रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं. तो क्योंकि ये आपका एक क्या बोल सकते हैं हम गैलेक्सी टाइप का लुक आ रहा है. तो दिस फैक्ट कॉन्स्टलेशन इज आल्सो नोन एज गैलेक्सी स्कीमा. ठीक है. इज दिस क्लियर? सो I
Yes,
hope
sir.
this one is clear, right? So these three schema, star schema, सीधा सीधा आपका क्या है? फैक्ट टेबल है and fact table is connected to the different dimension. Then snowflake schema, again we have fact table but the dimension that thing that means one dimension may have several other dimensions being connected to it. Then we have fact constellation table where everyone is may be connected to each other, and also there may be more than one fact table. Okay, so these facts that you have to know about the data modeling techniques. You may forget about this fact constellation and snowflake, but you should not forget about the star schema. Right, and the alternate names like this fact constellation many times referred as galaxy schema, and sometimes the questions may come that analyze the different or compare the different schemas available for data modeling techniques. Okay, so I hope that these things are successfully means I can say that now you have idea about these different schemas. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have one question.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, in fact, constellation, in the diagram, we can see there are many links.
Hmm.
We have formed many links. The
Hmm.
master table is used to means connect the child, and child can also connect to the master. So here the number of links, that means pointer also increases.
Of
So
course.
here, uh,
So that's why it
previously,
is more complex. It's the mostly complex one. Not the snowflakes is okay, but this one is highly complex one. Okay, यहाँ आपको दिखाई देगा कि ये text टेबल भी हम दो यूज कर रहे हैं और ये डिफरेंट डायमेंशन को एक दूसरे के साथ कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं। तो ये चीज अच्छा है कि आपको हर एक का आइडिया मिलेगा कि कहाँ से कहाँ कनेक्टेड है, किस आइटम से कहाँ शिप हो रहा है। एवरीथिंग यू विल गेट एन आइडिया फ्रॉम दिस वन, बट somehow it is more complex, or people used to use this star schema only. Because of that, they just want to refer this star schema, and these are practical things, okay, not means theoretical ones. हम ये सब यूज करते हैं, ठीक है। आप जब भी डाटा मॉडलिंग करोगे इन फ्यूचर, व्हेन यू गो फॉर प्रैक्टिकल डाटा एनालिटिक्स, यू विल फाइंड दिस थिंग्स, ठीक है। तब आप
yes,
ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स बनाने से ज्यादा आप क्या करोगे, वो यूज करोगे जिससे सिंपल हो, बट फिर भी हमें ये जानना चाहिए। तो दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव डिस्कस्ड दिस थिंग्स।
okay, sir. Sir, in star and snowflake schema, we have fact table that is only one. We cannot
Yes,
exceed more than one, right?
we restrict it to one. You can increase
Okay.
it, but generally it is one in case of star schema.
Okay, we can increase it.
You may increase it, but that will no longer be the star schema। जब आप increase करोगे, यहाँ मैंने और एक schema sorry fact table put कर दिया, तो वो किस टाइप का फॉर्म लेंगे? Can I say it as a star schema?
No, sir.
Because stars means what? One center. Okay, and from that center, other things being connected. Do we remember it? The same thing that we have in case of topology. In the case of your network, computer network, you might have found that these things. The same thing here. Okay, आप बढ़ा सकते हो, increase कर सकते हो, but that will no longer be a star schema. Is it okay, Zuika?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो फिर I think this is sufficient for today. Is it okay, Moinin sir?
Very much,
Okay,
sir.
so one question I want to ask that please go through it and you try to analyze these three and compare these three schemas. आप लोग क्या करोगे? Star schema, snowflake schema, and fact constellation schema. You will try to analyze these three schemas and you'll show the report to me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. And a good day
Thank you,
and a
sir.
happy new year.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Same to you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye, sir.